All right, we are about to be back in Dallas for Medtrade. We're excited to get over to Dallas. I'm joined today with Tom Ryan, who doesn't need much of an introduction to the industry, but of course, President CEO for AAHomecare. Tom, thanks so much for joining me today. Are you excited to get back over to Dallas for Medtrade?
Christina, I'm very excited to get back to Dallas and Medtrade. It's an exciting time of the year. It's a great opportunity for networking, and it's around the corner, like you said.
Yes. Certainly the industry seemed very excited about the new location last year and going to one show. So I know we're all looking forward to that. Your team at AAHomecare is going to be very busy. You've got a lot going on. Stand Up for Home Care, the update. We've got some new tracks. What can you tell us?
We have a lot going on. We're focusing on our subject matter experts, which is our team. They're terrific, and they'll be doing many sessions. One thing that's going to be new this year is going to be the CRT section, and Alexis Ward will be doing that. She's our subject matter expert, coming from the CRT world, so that should be exciting and new this year. Certainly the Stand Up for Home Care event, it's the networking event, and it's a great opportunity to have everybody get together, relax after a busy day on the show floor. Certainly we'll be having some fun on the show floor. We'll have a bar there the one night, which will be terrific, and then our famous AAHomecare update, which we really changed it up a little bit last year. We as opposed to the typical ledge update, regulatory update, and payer relations, we brought our board in, and we're going to expand that this year with really great industry thought leaders. All sit on our executive committee, and I'll be facilitating that discussion. That's going to be actually on the 27th from 2:15 to 3:15 in ballroom C1 and C2. And we'll be talking about the challenges of the industry and what we see in the future, how we can leverage technology, and just the great opportunity we have in healthcare today. So that should be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And one thing that we're going to be doing a little different this year is this Why campaign. Have you heard about our Why campaign?
Only just that we were going to talk about it a little bit. So yeah, tell us about this new Why campaign, because I know AAHomecare does a lot in getting the HME stories out into the media, but how is this connecting?
This is connecting because we wanted to ask ourselves, this is a challenging industry, right? It's not easy. We get up every day, get out of bed, and we have challenges of dealing with insurance, red tape, regulatory bureaucracy. Yet at the end of the day, we do all this for what we consider what's our North Star. It's the patients that we serve. So I think that we are actually, the trifecta of healthcare. We are patient preferred, we are cost effective, and we have great healthcare outcomes. So we're the healthcare trifecta. Yet we continually see these downward pressures on the industry, the challenges, some that I've mentioned, and typically challenges in reimbursement. And at the end of the day, it's a tough industry to work in sometimes. So we say, why are you doing this? What's the reason? And we think if we can get those personal stories out, it'll be just terrific to actually see from our patients. I mean, I recall my days 35 years ago as a respiratory therapist starting in this industry. My whys were the patients. I remember Angela. I remember Fred, and I remember David. These are the first three patients I took home and put on a ventilator. They become ventilator dependent for the rest of their lives. But at the end of the day, there was a challenge in that, yet there was a reward in that. The reward was seeing these patients in their own environments. So that was my why yesterday, right? My why today is again the AAHomecare members, and working as an advocate for the industry and bringing the dollars in to make this industry more, bring more access to patient care and more dollars in the pockets of our members. $3.3 billion we brought in over the last several years. So that's kind of my why today. And we want to find out from the industry, what's their why? Is it the fact that they are serving these patients at home? Is it the fact that they looked at the caregiver and the granddaughter's eyes who got to see her grandmother come home again because they've got mobility equipment getting around their home? Is it the look of the girl in the wheelchair who has new mobility now, had a challenging accident, and now her life has changed, but she's got freedom again. She's going out and about. These are kind of our whys, and it's really an inspiring story to tell. We're going to encourage members to come tell us their why. We'll have a board up in the back of our booth, and we want them to come write a note, tell us their why. Why are they in this industry? We're going to look to get pictures and them in action, looking at the things that they do best. Maybe it's a delivery technician who's making that delivery. And on the way in, you know what? Sees the paper, picks it up, gives it to the delivery to the customer. These are all the things that, when I had my own company, we wanted to make sure everybody was engaged in. And I think it's important. So we're going to encourage people to bring pictures in, and we're going to have a big why we're in the industry. I'm going to have pictures throughout that of all the things our industry does to make life better for the patients that we serve. Again, I continue to call that our North Star. That's the patients we serve. Everybody that I speak to is in this industry because they care about the patients that they serve. I think that's extremely important.
That is great, and it's so great we're talking about it now too, to start giving the providers some time to think about that before they come out to Medtrade. To really look back, like you even can, about those very specific stories and those patients that you just can never forget. So. Yes. What do you really hope that how are you going to use these stories more to tell the value of HME, or what are some of the other goals for these?
Yeah, the goals of this campaign obviously is the value of HME, but to start off with, it's going to be the value of home care. We're a $65 billion industry that should have many, many more members and much more dollars in our pockets so we can do the lobbying and the efforts that we need. So it's trying to bring more of a realization that we are the national association. We are your advocates, not just in the federal lane, we're in the state lane, we're in the Medicaid lane. We're growing our company, our association with great leaders who are making a difference. Like I said, when you bring $3.3 billion back, that makes a big difference. We've got challenges today. We're dealing with a very difficult Congress, and we've got this 75-25 blended relief that are millions of dollars that are been stopped being paid as of January 1st. And we're continuing to work this Congress. I spent the whole morning with lobbyists trying to figure out how we can keep our bill in play. It's challenging. So we want to bring focus and attention to AAHomecare. We want to grow AAHomecare. And then at the end of the day, we want to show the value of home care. And we think it's a value campaign. And we think that's important.
It's so important. Well, Medtrade is going to be a great platform for the providers to bring that to you. I'm really excited to see that board fill up and go back there and read some of those stories. So there's still time to get registered for Medtrade. I know it's going to be coming up there at the end of March, but we got time to get out there. So be here before you know it. So if you're watching, be thinking about those stories. Make sure you're registered and you got all those ways to connect there in Dallas. Well, Tom, thank you again so much for all you do, and thanks for joining me today. I'm going to let you get back to it. And I want to thank you so much for watching today. Again, register for Medtrade. We'll see you out in Dallas.